This video is going to show you how to add voiceover. So if you're in WeVideo, you're going to create your new video or podcast. Let's say that we're working on a podcast right now. Really doesn't make a difference if we're doing a podcast though or not. You'll see that it automatically here when I create the podcast goes into doing a voice recording, but doesn't really show you how to get there. So I'm going to get out of this so you can make sure we understand. So no matter what, whether we create a new video or we create a podcast, over here we have one video layer, one audio layer, right? So if you were to go up here and click on record, that's what everyone thinks you're going to do. Oh, there's me right there. Hi. So this is what I'm actually doing in another tab right now. I'm recording my screen right now and then talking over it. So that's actually not what we want to do, because even though we're recording our voice, we don't want any video on this at all. So instead, what we want to do is actually click on narrate. When you go to narrate and you click on this button to narrate, for me, it came up right away, but you have to be careful because sometimes right up here, it'll have a little pop-up and it'll ask you whether or not you want to give permission to the computer to access your microphone. And you have to make sure that you hit allow. If you say no, WeVideo simply will not work for you. The same thing will be true for your camera. So you want to give access to both of those things first. And if it does not work, make sure that you reach out to a teacher to help you. So when you click on narrate, and then you click on start, it has this button that comes up. If you click on that, it gives you a little countdown. Remember, don't actually start talking until now. Now, once that timer starts, you're going, and everything you do, it's going to pick up on it. So at this point, you can, of course, hit pause and you can listen back to it, or you can just keep on going. If you hit done right over here, this is where you can actually click on it and start talking until now. So if everything sounds good and you like it, you hit save. And this is the important part. So many students, when they do this part, you see how this part is like buffering right there, that blue line? They'll close their Chromebook because they think that they're done with it. But that part, we will just delete whatever you just did. So it's really important that you leave your Chromebook open during this time. Now, you're going to notice that automatically it started to put it onto a new layer over here called VoiceOver 1. So let's try it again. Let's say that we wanted to narrate something else. And we're going to go record. We're going to wait. Blah, 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 blah. We stop and we hit save. So I'm waiting for this one to appear. And what you just want to be careful about as you do it is, if you look on the timeline right now, sometimes students will say, Mr. J, I don't see it. I don't see it anywhere on here. Well, that's because if you look at this blue marker over here that shows you where you are on your timeline, because it was on top of our other video clip, it couldn't add the new video clip to the right of it because it didn't know where you wanted it. It thought you wanted it right here. So if you scroll down, it actually created a new layer underneath it automatically. So if you keep doing it there on top of it, it will just keep creating new ones. It's not a big deal. You can always just delete that one. You can just drop blah, blah, blah right on top over here and then put them all in a row. You listen to them. You can, of course, zoom in and shorten the parts that you don't need, right? But this is how you get your voiceover on there onto a video. And notice that there's nothing on the timeline up here. If you find that you have too many timelines here, you can always just delete these extra tracks that don't have anything on them and just keep it nice and simple if you all want it on one track. But this is how you record voiceover.